Hello everyone, welcome to week 1. So in this week we are going to actually talk about the introductory part about internet and web design. So this course is about web design and my name is Lila Rajabion and I'm the instructor for this course. Just as you have watched the introductory video maybe, I just want to explain to you a little bit more in details about what we are going to talk about in this kind of a book. Well, you're going to be familiar with HTML5 and CSS3, and also you're going to learn about some terminologies about what's the internet, what's URL, what's the ISP. So some terminologies, basic terminologies, which maybe you have taken it in your networking class as well. Then we will get in depth about the HTML, the tags, all the tags, and how to create a sample HTML web page. Also, we are going to learn about CSS, CSS3, and we are going to learn about how to create the website using the CSS as well. So in this book, we will cover a lot of material about HTML5 and CSS3, which are basically up-to-date technology right now. And also you're going to have a project, to create a project for this course, and you will be working in groups. So your project is not going to start at the beginning of the semester. It's just going to start maybe after week 6 of this course. Okay, let's begin our first chapter then. So what are some, at the beginning every week I'm going to explain to you what would be the objectives of that chapter. So some of the things that you will learn in this chapter will be that you're going to be able to define the internet and associate key terms. Also, you're going to be able to identify the internet protocols and see what they are. We will also discuss the web browsers and identify some of their main features. Also, we are going to talk about the purpose of the website, why we need to have planning for our website. And we are going to talk about wireframe and sitemap, which are the important components of a website. We will also explain how website should use the graphic navigation tools, typography, and color. Maybe colors, each color that you use will have certain meaning, so you want to be kind of careful about choosing the color that you use on your website. Also, you want to design for accessibility and multi-platform display, because we want to be able to display a website not just only on our PCs, but maybe on our phone, maybe on our iPads, and so on. Also, we are going to define the hypertext markup language, which is the HTML. We are going to look at some of the HTML elements. We will understand about the versions of HTML. Also, we are going to look at some of the web authoring tools that are out there. We can download and use one of the web authoring tools, and we can create and view basic HTML. So at the end of this chapter, you have an assignment that deals with 2 labs. So at the end of each chapter, you have few labs. At the end of chapter 1, you have 3 labs, but for your assignment, you only need to do 2 labs, which you will create a basic HTML web page. Okay, now let's look at about internet. So what is internet? Internet is a collection of computers linked together for use by organization and individual using communication devices. So the individual can use modem, phone lines, maybe cable TV, satellite links, fiber optic connection, radio wave, and other communication devices to establish the connection. So basically the Department of Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, or ARPA, started the internet in 1960. Originally the internet was called ARPANET. So that's how the internet started basically. A node is any device such as computer, tablet, or a smartphone that is connected to the network. We call it a node. And network, of course, is a collection of two or more computers that are linked together to share resources. Maybe you have a printer on the network that those computers are sharing the same resources. Maybe 10 computers that are on the same network with a printer can use one printer. The Internet of Things, which is a new phenomenon right now in the field of information technology, describes the ever-growing number of devices that are connecting to a network, including TV and appliances, such as maybe you have heard about the smart home, smart cars, technology, all of that are using the Internet of Things. Data lines that connect network allow data to move from one computer to another computer. Internet has a backbone, which is a collection of high-speed data lines that connect major computer systems around the world. And then to connect to that backbone, we have an ISP, Internet Service Providers, that creates a permanent connection to that backbone. So, for example, maybe we are using AT&T as our ISP, or maybe we are using maybe Xfinity as our ISP. World Wide Web also is being called web, is the service that provides access to information that are being stored on the web server. The web page consists of a collection of link files known as web pages. And website is basically a related collection of web pages that are being created and maintained by a person, or maybe a company, or maybe educational institution, or other organization. So USF has a website. USF Sarasota has a website as well. A home page is basically the first document that the user see when they access that website. Maybe you have heard about link or hyperlink. Is an element that connects one web page to another web page on the same server or to another server. So we can create a link on our website to link to another web page, or we can create a link to another part of our page. So in this example, U.S. Department of Education is the home page. This is the first page. When we put the address, it brings us there. And these are the links that we can create. So this link will take us to the student loan. And these are other important links that you can create and takes us to those information. In order for a connection to be established, we need to have a protocol. Protocol is a set of rules that define how a client workstation can communicate to the server. A server is a host computer that stores resources and files for the website. And then another terminology is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Again, it's a set of rules. You need to have that established before the connection can be established. A set of rules for exchanging text, graphic, audio, video, and other multimedia files on the web. And then if we need to transfer or exchange file, we need to have the FTP protocol established. This protocol doesn't provide a way to view a web page. It's just there for us to transfer files. So we have Transmission Control Protocol, or we call it TCP/IP, or Internet Protocol. It's a pair of protocol used to transfer data efficiently over the Internet by properly routing it to its destination. And then we have the Internet Protocol, which making sure that the data is sent to the correct location. I'm going to put a video about Dawn on the net, and it's actually taking you into how when somebody clicks on a link, and how that file is being transferred to another person in another part of the world. So we're going to look at all the components of the Internet. Then we have a domain name system, or DNS, which is associated an IP address with the domain name. So each website has an IP address associated to it. Maybe the IP address could be 172.17.80.45. And then the DNS is the domain name that's associated to that address. Maybe Lila.com is the domain name. A web browser is a program that interprets and displays web pages and also help us view and interact with a web page. Internet when the internet was started in 1995, actually, Netscape was born. So Netscape is like one of those browsers that maybe many of you don't remember using it, but it's one of those pioneers browsers. Now we are mostly using Microsoft Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Google Chrome, and also Safari. A uniform resource locator, or URL, is the address of a document or other files that are accessible on the internet. So this is basically the URL. This is the address if you want to get to this page. A domain is an area of internet a particular organization or person can manage it. And normally we can buy a domain name. There are a lot of places, you can go to GoDaddy, you can go to domainname.com and purchase domain name. You pay some monthly fee and you keep that domain name. Nobody, after you buy it, nobody can use the same domain name. So when we look at this HTTP is the protocol, www is the subdomain that exists. This is the domain name, cengagebrain.com. This shop is the web page location, and this is index.html is the web page file name. So now let's look at type of website. Another word for a website is internet site. And we have two types of website. It's intranet and extranet. Intranet is basically a private network that uses internet technology to share company information among employees. So maybe in USF we have an X-Drive, which is an intranet that we can share information with each other. And extranet is also a private network that uses internet technology to share business information with selected corporate partners or key customer. So maybe USF wants to establish a connection with another university, another partner, maybe new college. So they create this link between, it's a private network between the USF and the other organization, which is new college, so that they can actually partner and share information. Many company websites also support e-commerce or electronic commerce, which is buying and selling goods online. Also, educational institution, they use LMS or learning management system. This is the Canvas that we are using, and it just help facilitate online learning better. So in the next part, we are going to talk about how to plan for a website.